Okay, did you hear that?
That's new.
That is new. Yes. I don't know if our listeners heard that or not, but and a computer voice said, "This meeting is being recorded." So, okay, thank you for letting us know that, because we're not capable of reading the little sign over there. This is recording.
Right.
Gosh, anyway.
Flashing red button.
Everybody, Eva Marie Everson here, Director of Florida Christian Writers Conference, with my trusty sidekick, Taryn.
I'm Taryn.
I'll tell you who she is. She's Taryn Souders, and she is the co-director of Florida Christian Writers Conference. And we haven't been with you for the last couple of weeks because, well, one of us was traveling and the other was doing that would be me. And eating a lot of fried food because it was in the South. Yeah, you can see it on my Facebook page. And then the other was doing things like going to honors programs for her daughter who's graduating this week.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes. Coming up on Wednesday. I'm really excited.
That's awesome.
I'm sure she is too.
Yeah. Done with this part of my life. Anyway.
Yes, but you know what, Eva, I'm going to take a chance to brag on her for just a minute, because some reason her school does not recognize valedictorian or salutatorian. What? I'm not really sure why. I think if I understand correctly, which might not be the case, a parent complained a few years back that their child wasn't picked for one of those honors. And so basically the county said, okay, fine, no one's going to get picked, which seems like an odd choice, but hey, that's what they went with. And but Ellie, had they recognized valedictorian, would have been valedictorian. So
what?
Proud of her.
That is really, we talk a lot of times about the power of one voice. Yeah. And if it's one voice is doing something for the good, then hello. But that's ridiculous. I mean, it's silly that we give in to that one person who has a complaint instead of just dealing with the issue. Well, anyway, Ellie is way up there in my book anyway. It doesn't matter what this
mine too
or whatever the school does. Yes.
That's right.
But we were I was with my old girlfriends from high school and actually all the way back. I mean, one of my girlfriends that I was hanging out with last week, she and I go back to the week I was born. We go all the way back. Our parents were neighbors. Wow. I have photos of the two of us when I'm just really a babe in arms, and she's about 9 months older than me. So we grew up together, and some of us have known each other since first grade, some since kindergarten, some since junior high, that kind of thing. And anyway, but we're still really good friends, and we do a lot together when I go up. They do a lot when I'm not there, but we do a lot together when I go up. And one of the things that we said was, in high school, it's really the time of your life, but you don't know it.
Right.
Yeah, you just don't know it. And we talked about Taryn's having kitty issues.
I'm having puppy issues at the moment.
Yes. She's having puppy issues right now. Okay. and apparently the Hubs was trying to save the day.
He was trying to corral the dog out.
Yeah, I think that's why so many books and movies are about, school chums getting back together, and either there's a secret that they're holding on to, or they're trying to recapture something. I think that's why they do so well.
Yeah.
Once you get a little bit older, you realize, golly gee, why didn't I enjoy that just a little bit more, or do a little bit more? I don't know. My friend said, because one of our girlfriends, a couple of our girlfriends actually, were in the drama club, and everybody kind of looked at me and said, "You were in the drama club, right?" And I said, "No." And they said, "Out of all of us, you should have been in the drama club." I don't know right? That. I am totally in shock. But anyway.
What could they possibly mean?
I just don't know. What is it, Mr. DeMille? What is it? What is it that she said? I don't remember, but I'll have to look that up. Very, very funny last line of a movie. So we're going to talk about Florida Christian Writers Conference. It's coming up in October. And first thing that I want to say is I am so pleasantly surprised at the number of people who are already signing up.
I know. I feel like it's record numbers. People must be really excited.
Yeah. And listen, you guys, if you're listening to this, you're thinking, I really would like to go, da, 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 da. I want you to know something. Once we hit that magic number, and I'm not really sure what that magic number is right now, but once we hit it, that's where we have to stop. And not so much because of COVID this year, because I think we've kind of gotten beyond that, but because we are not the only group now that we have switched to the fall, we are not the only group that is there. And because of that, we have a limited number of rooms. Now, I think that we are going to try to work out something again with the little hotel down the street. So that is always a possibility. And then you can come in as a commuter, but just know that even though, we've got the early bird until
July it has to be, everything needs to be paid in full by July 1st.
But we have a limited number of people who can go into the VIP breakfast. I think we're going to still hold on to that this year. So again, once that number has been fulfilled, we're going to have to say, okay, well, that's it. And I don't think we've determined yet who our guest speakers are going to be this year, have we?
I don't remember.
Okay, you know what? And you know why you don't remember? Because that's not your job anymore. That's right. I forgot. You got to get Sally trained on this.
And I don't think we've told Sally it's her job.
Yeah, we haven't. We will soon. Hopefully,
I don't think it's scheduled. Yeah.
Sally, you have a job. But so today we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about brainstorming with the experts.
Yeah.
And this is something we started a long time ago. And I've actually seen other conferences following suit on this. And I'm not saying we invented it, not by any long. I mean, I think it's, these are some of the things that have been done for a long time, but I know we were one of the first to do it. But we've seen other conferences kind of, taking that up and go, oh yeah, that's a really good idea. So Taryn, just tell us a little bit more about what brainstorming with the experts is.
So brainstorming with the experts is this kind of extra that you guys can participate in, and you get to sit down with an expert or a mentor, whatever you really want to refer to them, for half an hour, which, you get appointments, and those are 15-minute appointments, but this is for 30 minutes, and you get to have them look over your work for double the time. Yeah. And you can then ask them questions. You can kind of make it to whatever it is you need. If you want to work on, hey, can you look at my one sheet? Can you look at my proposal? How about my first couple of pages, or, first chapter, whatever. You can actually cover a lot of information in 30 minutes.
And also remember that they send that work ahead of time. So it's not a cold read.
Right. That's right. And you'll need to go to the website, which is, again, www.word-weavers.com. Click on Florida events, click on brainstorming with the experts. We counted earlier, I think 17. There are 17 different options of people for you to choose from. And they all list what it is they're willing to look at and how many people they're able to take on. And you're going to email them your stuff ahead of time, and they'll just kind of read their little blurb. Some of them will say, send me the first 20 pages. Some will say, send me the first 5 chapters, or send me your proposal. It all varies on the person.
Yeah. And like children's books, they'll say, send me the whole book. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because
early readers or picture.
If your children's book is more than 20 pages, you should definitely sign up to work with a mentor. That's a little too long. But now, because this is an in-depth kind of study that they're doing of your material, this is something that you actually pay for, but it's a very reasonable price.
Oh yeah.
It's $45. And you pay that directly to them. The conference, we don't see any of that. Nope. And you just email them, and you can figure out, do you want me to do it with a check? You want me to just pay you at the conference? You want PayPal? Whatever. And you guys work it out between y'all. We just kind of connect you. We're the bridge. That's all.
Right. We're just the bridge. Yes. And Jean Weiland is going to be in charge of this year. Always before, it's just kind of been, okay, you're kind of like on your own with this, and you tell them where you want to meet and that kind of thing. But Jean Weiland she is so organized. She says she's not, but she is. She's so organized, and she's going to be in charge of this. So she's going to kind of make sure all of this is working smoothly and flowing. she'll be there to say, this is where this person is, always having because we have had this in the past. We've had people say, I'm supposed to have a meeting with so-and-so, but I don't know where they are.
Yeah.
And as it turns out, that person had, for one reason or another, moved from location A to location B, had written it on their sheet. The appointment sheet, but then the conferee didn't know to go look on the appointment sheet. So we're going to have somebody who kind of stays in charge of that this time and frees the two of us up when it comes.
Yes, yes.
So makes it so much easier for the conferee as well as for the expert. And again, you've got some fantastic people that you are going to be able to connect with. Hey, you can also sign up with more than one expert. You're not related to just one, but remember that they have their cutoff. So if they say, I'm not doing any more than 5, that's where they are going to end. Additionally, remember that you have to be signed up for the conference to do this. This is not just for anyone who wants to grab a hold of these people as a mentor, because I'm telling you, they would charge you a whole lot more than the $45 that they are going to charge you for the 30 minutes that you will have them. And actually more than 30 minutes, because they are going to take some time to look at your work before they get there.
Yeah. And I think that's something to really hit home. If you were to pay an editor, I mean, that's hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars to look at your work. Now, granted, they're looking at your full body of work, but even if you were to send the first 5 chapters, that can still be a couple $100.
Oh, absolutely.
Minimum.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you are really getting a great deal here.
Yeah. And remember too, that like Taryn just said, you get to tailor this. Even if it's just like, okay, I want to talk to somebody about, this is what I have done so far in my journey as a writer, within my career as a published author, etc. I don't know what my next step should be, but I do know that you, a mentor, expert person, that you have already walked this journey ahead of me. So I just need somebody to sit down with me and guide me a little bit. I just need to brainstorm. And that's exactly what you get to do. That's why we call it brainstorming with the experts. It doesn't have to be, oh, here's my work, let's look at it. It can sometimes just be, I don't know what to do next.
Yeah. And you might think, oh, well, I can just talk to them at a meal. Well, I mean, you can and you can't. Remember, at meals, you're sharing whoever you're sitting with, you're at that table with 6 or 7 or 8 other people. And if you were to say, well, I'm just going to use my 30 minutes and try to sneak in a free appointment right now, that's not nice.
and not only that, but sometimes these are not the things that you want. You don't want it out there. You want someone to talk with you and pray with you. That's the joy and and I don't know, the glory, if you will, of being at a Christian Writers Conference, because these experts will also pray with you. You say, I don't know what to do next. I don't know where to go next, et cetera, et cetera. They're there to pray with you about it as well. So, yeah. So anyway, we love this component of Florida Christian Writers Conference. We hope you do too, and you'll take advantage of it. The next thing that we do want to talk about is the scholarships, and that is something you definitely want to take advantage of. So let's talk about scholarships, Ms. Taryn. How many do we have? Let's start with
we have, I believe, 3 scholarships available.
Yes.
And they're all
3 individual scholarships, but they give more than just one.
Right. Yeah. Right. That is correct. Yes. So we have the Lloyd A. Boldman Memorial Scholarship, and this one has been around for many years. For some of you may remember Lloyd. He was an Orlando word weaver and just an amazing, gracious, funny, multi-talented individual. There wasn't anything that Lloyd didn't touch that just wasn't amazing. He was an artist, he was a musician, he was a writer. Yeah. And we didn't lose him, heaven gained him back in, I think, 2014. Yeah. And he was just a great guy. And so we have a scholarship in his honor. And there's one full, is that correct?
That is correct. There is one full. So the winner of the scholarship will be given the full scholarship, will be notified. And by the way, there are like, components to how to enter. If you go to word-weavers.com/scholarships, it's going to take you to this particular page. So there are 7 things you need to do for this, but and all of this goes, all of the entrants go to Carol Bowman, who was Lloyd's wife, also a brilliant woman in her own right, multi-talented as well. Every year she tells me, this was so difficult. This was so difficult because we really do have some good writers, but she does a great job in picking that one full scholarship. And then all the others are offered partial scholarships.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, and we say the same thing with contests as we do with scholarships, or at least we should. You can't win if you don't enter.
That's it. That's it.
The worst that could happen is you don't win and you're right back to where you started. So you might as well try. I mean, go for these scholarships. They are not necessarily financial need based. It's a lot of it's talent based.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, this is us giving back. And also, we do get asked a lot of times, well, what if I've already paid for the conference and I win the scholarship? We pay you back. So you can go ahead and register for the scholarship and apply, because again, we are not announcing the winners until I think September. So go ahead and get that early bird special and that kind of thing, because it's too many good items to get with the early bird special. You don't want to miss out on that.
No, you don't. And then when you come on the conference, you'll just find a check in your registration packet.
That's exactly right. We'll have a check sitting there waiting for you. Now, if it's a particular hardship for you and you say, well, I really need this money now, we'll work on that, but we prefer to just put the check in your packet, your conference packet. What about the next scholarship that we have? One of my absolute favorites.
Yes, this is the Bruce Brady FCWC Alumni Scholarship. And again, if you knew Bruce, then you were a blessed individual. And he was so fun. I loved coming to FCWC for many years because I knew Bruce was going to be there. He always had a smile on his face, so cheerful, so kind, so smart, great writer. He's the one who kind of brainchild online groups and got that whole pot of spaghetti going. I mean, like that was just amazing.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. So, but that is another scholarship, and that is a $400 scholarship. So that's a nice chunk of change right there.
Absolutely. Now remember, you can enter more than one for more than one scholarship. You can only run one, but you can enter for more than one scholarship. But to enter for the Bruce Brady Scholarship, you have to have attended Florida Christian Writers Conference previously, because in fact, that's going to be one of the questions that you were asked. The years you have attended FCWC, you must be a previous conferee. That's why it's called the Alumni Scholarship. Yes. And then, of course, here's the one that's very near and dear to my heart.
Yes. Do you want me to announce it and then you talk about it?
Go ahead.
Okay, this is the James L. Van Purvis Memorial FCWC Scholarship, and I've always heard him referred to as Van, but Eva, I'm going to let you talk about this wonderful individual.
Well, this is my brother who passed away 2 years ago in August, and I'm just going to say this, openly. My brother was not married. He did not have any children. And so I was the recipient of his estate. And one of the things that I did, because my brother was so proud of the work that I was doing, one of the things that I did was I took some of the money that came to me as part of my inheritance, and I set it aside for FCWC scholarships. So this is to honor him and to just, my brother was such a giving person, and I knew that this was something he would want to do. And so this is my way of honoring him and his way of continuing to bless people, as he just blessed them always. He was just a giver. He was just absolutely a giving person. So again, there are 7 things that you will need to look at, 7 questions. like how long have you been writing? My main writing genre is, my road to publishing looks like this. And you will submit no more than 1,000 words of your work so that we can see what you have been doing. Submissions, again, must be received by August the 15th, and the winners will be notified on September 1st. Now, one more time, you can apply for all of the scholarships, and of course the Bruce Brady, if you have attended the Florida conference previously, but only one scholarship can be received per person and not in conjunction with any other discount. So let me just kind of explain what that means. So if you used your WordWeaver discount or you used your early bird discount, we will subtract that amount. The early bird discount is $100. The WordWeavers discount is $50 if you are a member of WordWeavers, but you always want to go with the larger one. So again, if you are registering right now, you're going to use the early bird. You're not going to use WordWeavers because you want the $100 off. You don't want $50 off. At least I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, I don't even think they can use that. I don't think I've activated the WordWeavers code.
Yes, so that's good. So you can't. I think in the past, we have people who did. And so then we would have to say, well, now you owe us money, you know, and that kind of thing. So I think maybe we were able to work out the kinks in that. And then again, if you, let's say you win the full scholarship, and I'm going to have to go back and remember like how much that is. I think it's like 800 something. I'm going to have to go back and look. But anyway, if you win that and you use the $100 early bird, then we just simply subtract that $100, but you're still getting a nice check toward your conference. So,
and now, Eva, let me ask, let's say, because remember, we have pillars. We have our 3 pillars of WordWeavers, and that's critique, conference, and community, correct?
Community. Yes, that's right.
And so the local chapters have funds that they should be using to promote our 3 pillars. Hopefully, check with your local chapter to see if they are offering any kind of scholarship to this conference.
Right. Yes, yes. All of the chapters, including online groups.
Right. And now
that's what scholarships is there for. Yes.
Yes. And those are separate. So correct me if I'm wrong, Eva, but like, let's say someone from WordWeavers Orlando gets a $200 scholarship, but they also get a $400 scholarship. They can use both of those.
They can. Yes. Those 2 things are individual. So you can go, you know, like if you do win a scholarship for $400 and you know, like you're financially, I still cannot afford the rest of this. Well, then you can go to your chapter and you can ask them for that, you know, can I apply for a scholarship? And then the president works with me as the president of WordWeavers International, not as the director of Florida Christian Writers Conference, but as the president of WordWeavers. And you know, I pretty much let the chapter presidents make the decision, but we discuss it. Like, how much money do you have? How much money do you want to give? How many people in your chapter are applying for scholarships?
Yep. Okay. So keep that open. Keep that in mind. Awesome.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. We're going to bring this recording to a close. I wonder if she's going to.
I don't know. Wait for the announcement.
Yeah, we're going to find out in just a moment. But hey, if you want to register for Florida Christian Writers Conference, do it now, do it soon. You will go to word-weavers.com/Florida events. And remember that there are more details about the Florida events in that upper right-hand corner than just what you see when it comes up. So if you've never been to Lake Yale Baptist Conference Center, click on the video. My son-in-law came and did a drone video of some of the overview of the area where we have the conference, as well as, you know, just seeing some of us, and then at one of our events, one of our general sessions. So I think it was the Just Desserts banquet that
it might have been. Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch
drone
it.
Over us. Yes.
I remember we were all waving.
We're all waving. Yeah. Okay. All right. So until next time, which will be in another couple of weeks, because next week Taryn and I will be at the Blue Ridge Christian Writers Conference.
Yes. And that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Yes. And so anyway, we'll see you then in a couple of weeks. Bye for now.